Hey there, my name is Dewey Jones. I'm a Colorado off-roader, and what we do here is we film trail guides. What we try to do is use stock vehicles to show you what the trails are like. Now, we normally do harder trails, but we're gonna do Webster Pass today, which is rated as easy. However, we just ran into a Honda Ridgeline that said it was too much for him. So let's go see what this trail is actually like, and I'm gonna show you all the turns and everything you need to know before you do the trail. Tons of signs leading you out of Montezuma to get to Webster Pass, and there's a ton of private property, so please be respectful of that. But at least close to Montezuma, try not to stop, because they're very protective of their private property around this area, and we want to keep this trail around for us for a long time to come. I'm putting its basic information on there, what it's rated, what the guides say it is, and how long it is. All that stuff should be up on the screen right now. I'm gonna walk you through this trail and show you everything about it while hopefully getting some beautiful shots for you. While we're going through the trees and everything else, let me show you how to get here. And you have to go through Keystone, and then you go through Montezuma like I just talked about, and then you keep going straight through Montezuma, and you're gonna see those signs that I'm showing you on the screen, and you'll eventually get there. It is helpful sometimes to have a GPS map, that way you stay on the trail. You can also use MVUM, those actually help out a lot. That keeps you on trail.
Looks like it's a nice clearing.
I'm showing you, there is definitely some exposed rocks on the trail, but if you have good tires and an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle, you should have no problem with it. You probably do want some more some decent ground clearance, like 7 inches, but we're gonna do a full trail review and breakdown. I've run this trail a ton of times, but you know, it changes, trails change, so maybe it really is gotten a lot more difficult. But be sure to look around, because we're already pretty high in elevation, and you really get some just incredible views from looking out here. Xterra I'm with today is Drew. He's been in a couple of our recent videos. His Xterra specs are up there on the screen. We've now run into 2 people that have said Webster Pass is really difficult. So that's kind of a concern. So we're gonna make sure we give you all the right information for it.
It is nice to see so many trees around here that don't have beetle kill.
For sure. So right now we are coming on an intersection. If you go to the right, you're gonna go to Radical Hill. Radical Hill is a hard trail. We do have a trail guide of it, showing you kind of how this stock Jeep did on it, as well as a mildly built XJ or Jeep Cherokee, an older Jeep Cherokee. But it was really fun for us. You definitely want to go left if you're looking for Webster Pass. So as long as you did not make the mistake of going up Radical Hill, you're gonna continue around and you're gonna come upon some switchbacks. That's what we're working our way up to now. But let's get up there a little further because the switchbacks are pretty neat. They're tight, but they're not too bad. They're not as bad as some of the other switchbacks that we have on other trails. And then we're gonna show you the trickier side, which is called Handcart Gulch or Webster Pass South Side. We're gonna show you that, but let me show you more of this trail as we make our way up. It's just gorgeous up here. So I'm about to do the second switchback, but be sure to take a look down there and see how far you've actually come, because it is kind of a perspective. You can see the road that you were on just a little while ago.
A little bit of weather moving in, looks like.
Right now we are coming to the summit of Webster Pass, and you can see Red Cone up in the distance, and we have a trail guide coming up Red Cone. If it's not published already, it should be published relatively soon. So check that out. It's Sean's favorite trail. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Brand new Bronco. He's still got temp tags.
Nice Bronco. So we are up at the summit of Webster Pass. It is gorgeous up here. Definitely don't go up the steep hill that says one-way signs. We are having some issues with people going up that. That is a downhill only. That is Red Cone. There's so many amazing vantage points. I'll show you a little bit with the drone of what it's like up here. And what we're going to continue going is going down Handcart Gulch Road, which is basically the other side of Webster Pass. Now this Handcart Gulch can get a little bit narrow and it gets a little bit scary. So the pucker factor can be a little high if you're not used to shelf roads. We'll show you it and we'll kind of show you how it is, but it is extremely narrow in spots. I remember the first time I did it, I was like, whoa, was this a washout or is this normal? But it is normal. Oftentimes this part of the road is blocked well into the summer because there's usually a big snowdrift that just doesn't melt. based on the way the shadows work up here. So this trail actually opens pretty late in the season. So you definitely want to check to see when it's open, and I'll put up the normal stats for it, but definitely check before going. This trail offers great views of Red Cone, and I think by now you kind of understand why it's called Red Cone.
Well, I'll say kudos to you. This is definitely a great trail.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'll say that, like, yeah, it's a little rough, but nothing really impassable. But the views are definitely awesome. Not much off camber, but it still doesn't feel great.
Absolutely, here I go. All right, that video really doesn't do narrowness any justice, so I'm gonna try to show it to you guys so you have an idea of probably the tippiest spot on this trail, or the pucker factor inducing spot of this trail. All right, so this spot may not actually look that bad on camera, but I just want you to get a better perspective for what it is. If you can see, but it dips to lean you this way, and then you're looking at this, and that's just kind of scary. So you need to kind of watch out for this when you're coming through. You also have the rocks to the side over here, so just be careful when you're doing this trail. Now, I was just asked if this trail is one way, and it is not, but there is limited spots to pass, so it makes it a little difficult, a little frustrating. That's one reason why I film these on weekdays, just because it's, you know, filming takes a little bit longer, and I don't want to impede other people, but that's just something to know, that there is limited passing spots on this trail. Well, I say this a lot in trail guides, but man, the smells on this trail are just incredible. These evergreens are giving that amazing smell, and I really definitely smell the terrain because it is spectacular. There is a water crossing coming up. I probably want to get outside shots there.
Okay. It's right here.
there is active mining. Okay, just be aware that there is active mining going on. Not that that's going to be that big of a deal to you, but there may be heavy equipment coming up and down the road to this point. So just be aware of that, but it's pretty cool to see.
Honestly, this looks like a bunch of mud.
As we make our way down to the bottom of the trail, let me do our trail review and breakdown. First off, I think this trail is incredible for scenery, and it's getting definitely a high scenery rating because this is, even for Colorado, this is incredible scenery. You get to see a lot of it. You get to see two sides of the peak, you know, once you make that summit, and the views are incredible on both sides. Definitely take your time and explore Webster Pass Summit and just look at those views. I kind of think this trail, despite the rumors that it's harder this year, I kind of feel that it's easier. Now, what I think is happening is that people are getting onto Radical Hill, and if you make that right turn, it's definitely harder than it is. But Webster Pass itself has seemed pretty easy. Now, I did use 4Low just to keep it pretty easy on the Jeep, but I did not need lockers. I did not need to disconnect my sway bar, and I was in third gear a lot that this Jeep basically didn't have much issue. Difficulty is subjective. I am probably gonna rate this easy, but I'm putting both Fun Treks and Trails Off-Road on there. Know that it is important to have good tires on Colorado trails. I could see bad tires getting someone in trouble because there is a lot of exposed rocks. However, the exposed rocks do not require that much ground clearance. Now, the thing that really made, you know, this trail a little bit more difficult was the Handcart Gulch side. There was some really good washouts, and I didn't feel they were as bad as they were in years past. I mean, I got pretty tippy where I was actually putting a tire deep down into a hole, and it feels like those holes aren't really there anymore. It feels like they've been filled in a little bit. And yeah, you're gonna still get tippy, and that's why this has a high pucker factor. But let's finish out the trail. I'll show you the rest of these waypoints. I don't think we have much left, or I know we don't have much left, so. Now, as you can see, there is abundant camping along both sides of Webster Pass. And if I ever do a big get together, a big camp out, I would probably be using Webster Pass for that. So this right here is red cone, and if you have been watching this channel, you know that this trail right here, we haven't had some good luck on it. We've had a breakdown on it, we've had a recovery on it, but I do have a trail guide because this one is much rougher than what Webster Pass was. So if you're looking for something a little bit more difficult, click up there. That is the Red Cone Trail Guide. It's a great trail. It's really pretty amazing. But if you want to see what YouTube thinks you like, click over there. And if you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.